If you are running a Performance Max or PMAX campaign, you might have noticed that it suddenly stopped performing and the results got really bad. Most likely this happened because you triggered the relearning phase for your PMAX campaign. So, for example, this account not managed by us, obviously they made a whole bunch of changes before Black Friday that triggered the relearning phase. So I'm going to break it down why it happened, what you can expect, and how you can avoid making the same mistake again. The relearning process for Google Performance Max campaign is a critical phase that occurs when significant changes are made to a campaign or after post activity. A typical learning phase for Performance Max campaign lasts between 1-2 weeks for campaigns focused on online sales. However, the full optimization period can extend to 4 to 6 weeks before you're seeing significantly better results. This is an account managed by us, but there were no other way and we triggered the relearning phase because we needed to implement too many changes. So if you make a bad move, you can set back your campaigns for even a month. The campaign enters a relearning phase when the campaign is paused for more than 1 week. This is a really important time frame to know. When significant changes are made to the campaign settings, new assets are added or modified, bid strategy settings are changed or adjusted, changes are made in conversion tracking. So during the relearning phase, the campaign performance may temporarily decrease. Well, will surely decrease. Conversion rate might fluctuate, but usually worsen. And the whole performance would be affected until the optimization is complete. So what are the best practices to minimize the learning? In the budget management side, avoid sudden large budget changes, typically above 20%. If you need to make a large change, do it gradually over a 3-5 day period, keeping each step below 20%. Other dramatic shifts will likely cause performance issues, so we discussed the 3x budget, for example, or if you set 50% lower target ROAS. If you need to make adjustments for just a couple of days, use seasonality adjustments instead of changing the campaign budget or ROAS, and you only change the campaign budget or ROAS when it needs to be changed for a longer period of time. As I mentioned, a simple pause can trigger the relearning. You need to keep your pauses under 1 week when possible. Above 1 week, you will most likely trigger the relearning phase. And it's better to keep the campaign spending low than completely pause it, for example using the seasonality adjustments. Other PMAX campaigns or other running campaigns help you minimize the relearning impact, since PMAX is learning from basically the whole account's learning. If other PMAX campaigns are running, meanwhile this one is paused, that would help you to minimize the risk of triggering the relearning. And I would also be highly cautious with asset management. So all the necessary assets should be uploaded once rather than incrementally. And you also need to minimize the frequent changes. PMAX is not for daily management. In fact, if you see your freelancer or agency are changing PMAX daily, that's basically a very bad practice. So what you can expect in terms of optimization timeline? Well, the system continuously learns and optimizes, but major changes require patience. So the initial learning is about 1-2 weeks. That's when it starts a bit better. But the real changes usually start after 4-6 weeks, and the full optimization can even span to 2 months period. Also keep in mind PMAX performance is never guaranteed, so fluctuations are kind of normal. I hope now you understand how to avoid triggering the learning phase for PMAX. There are cases when you just cannot avoid triggering the learning phase, but most of the time with smart planning and caution, you can keep Google's AI happy and you can keep the performance max performing consistently with gradual changes. If you think this video was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. I create 2-3 videos like this every week.